Sajuga Sri Jiva Apta Pulokana Daya Koira Sri Acharya Prabhu Srinivas
I was saying we can repeat Daya Karo Sitapati, but that's okay. That's okay.
I thought you said do Daya. I was like, okay, so second line or session?
Oh, no, that's okay. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashoda Nandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद की जय. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिगोवर्धन की जय. श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय. श्री मायापुर धाम की जय. जगन्नाथपुर धाम की जय. गंगा माई की जय. यमुना माई की जय. तुलसी देवी की जय. भक्ति देवी की जय. समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय. Srimati Sita Thakurani Avirbhav Tithi Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikas Swamnita Namne. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamnita Namne. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvisheshashanyavadi Pasyati Deshatarane. Okay, I'll start with Bhagavatam and then we'll also hear some Sita Thakurani pastimes. So, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 13 and Text 13. येषां न वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. Okay, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 13, Text 13. We'll go over word for words again. येषां न तुṣṭः bhagavān yajña-liṅgaḥ janārdanaḥ viṣṇu-tattva teṣāṁ śramaḥ hi apārthāya yat ātmā na ādṛtaḥ svayam yeṣām na tuṣṭo bhagavān. Yeṣām na tuṣṭo bhagavān. Yajña-liṅgo janārdanaḥ. Yajña-liṅgo janārdanaḥ. teṣāṁ śramo apārthāya. teṣāṁ śramo apārthāya. ātmā nādṛtaḥ svayam. ātmā nādṛtaḥ svayam. yeṣām na tuṣṭo bhagavān. Yajña-liṅgo janārdanaḥ. teṣāṁ śramo apārthāya. ātmā nādṛtaḥ svayam. येषां न तुṣṭो bhagavān. Yajña-liṅgo janārdanaḥ. teṣāṁ śramo apārthāya. ātmā nādṛtaḥ svayam. Please repeat. येषां न तुṣṭो bhagavān. Yajña-liṅgo janārdanaḥ. teṣāṁ śramo apārthāya. ātmā nādṛtaḥ svayam. येषां न तुṣṭo bhagavān. Yajña-liṅgo janārdanaḥ. teṣāṁ śramo apārthāya yad-ātmā nādṛtaḥ svayam yeṣāṁ na tuṣṭo bhagavān yajña-liṅgo janārdanaḥ teṣāṁ śramo apārthāya yad-ātmā nādṛtaḥ svayam yeṣāṁ na tuṣṭo bhagavān yajña-liṅgo janārdanaḥ teṣāṁ śramo apārthāya yad-ātmā nādṛtaḥ svayam yeṣāṁ na tuṣṭo bhagavān yajña-liṅgo janārdanaḥ teṣāṁ śramo apārthāya yad-ātmā nādṛtaḥ svayam. Mataji's. Yeṣāṁ na tuṣṭo bhagavān yajña-liṅgo janārdanaḥ teṣāṁ śramo apārthāya yad-ātmā nādṛtaḥ svayam. Okay, word for word meanings. Yeṣāṁ, of those with whom. Na, never. tuṣṭaḥ, satisfied. Bhagavān, the personality of Godhead. Yajña-liṅgaḥ, the form of sacrifice. Janārdanaḥ, Lord Kṛṣṇa or the viṣṇu-tattva. teṣām, of them. śramaḥ, labor. He, certainly. apārthāya, without profit. Yat, because. ātmā, the supreme soul. Na, not. ādṛtaḥ, respected. Svayam, his own self. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Janārdana, Lord Kṛṣṇa, is the form to accept all the results of sacrifice. If he is not satisfied, then one's labor for advancement is futile. He is the ultimate self, and therefore one who does not satisfy him certainly neglects his own interests. Purport: Brahma is deputed as the supreme head of universal affairs, and he in his turn deputes Manu and others as charges d'affaires of the material manifestation. But the whole show is for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma knows how to satisfy the Lord, and similarly persons engaged in the line of Brahma's plan of activities also know how to satisfy the Lord. The Lord is satisfied by the process of devotional service, consisting of the ninefold processes of hearing, chanting, etc. It is in one's own self-interest to execute prescribed devotional service, and anyone who neglects this process neglects his own self-interest. Everyone wants to satisfy his senses, but above the senses is the mind. Above the mind is the intelligence. Above the intelligence is the individual self, and above the individual self is the super self. Above even the super self is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, viṣṇu-tattva. The primeval Lord and the cause of all causes is Sri Kṛṣṇa. The complete process of perfectional service is to render service for the satisfaction of the transcendental senses of Lord Kṛṣṇa, who is known as Janārdana. Om Ajnānatimirandasya Gnānāñjana-śalakaya Chakshurunmīlitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Tapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Kṛṣṇa Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Kṛṣṇa Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Kṛṣna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Kṛṣna Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namo viṣṇu-padāya Kṛṣna Preshtāya Bhutale Śrimate Bhakti Vikāsa Swaminate Namane. Namo viṣṇu-padāya Kṛṣna Preshtāya Bhutale Śrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminate Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyate Deshadarane. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Janārdana, is the form to accept all the results of sacrifice. If he is not satisfied, then one's labor for advancement is futile. He is the ultimate self and therefore one who does not own interests. So, here, yajña, the word is used. So, yajña means sacrifice. So, in this translation, we hear about the sacrifice. I think probably the first time that sacrifice is mentioned in the series of verses. So, in the previous chapter, we saw that Brahma creates the Kumaras and he creates the Prajapatis, Kashyapa, Daksha, like that. And he also creates several aspects to perform yajña. Like it's mentioned that he creates, musical meters like that. So that whatever is required for yajña is also produced from Brahma's body. So in Bhagavad Gita, we see in 4th chapter, I believe, Kṛṣṇa says, Sahayajñah prajasrištva purovacha prajapati. He says that at the beginning of creation, he has created all the living entities along with demigods and sacrifices, and he says that by performance of yajñas and by pleasing the demigods, both the demigods and the human beings can be happy. So similarly here we can see that here Brahma is saying that Kṛṣṇa is yajña-liṅga, means yajña is sacrifice, but sacrifice is ultimately meant to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, Kṛṣṇa creates all the living entities along with the sacrifices, and he makes the injunction that by performing sacrifices, living entities can be happy. So, it's important to understand that what is a sacrifice. People perform several kinds of sacrifices. Everybody has to sacrifice. Everybody who's going on in this material world, at least to eat something, they have to perform some kind of sacrifice. At least to move their hand from hand to the mouth, they have to do that kind of sacrifice. At least if they have to be happy. Unless if he's infant, the mother has to do everything for the infant. But so this sacrifice is important. Everybody is doing service. Prabhupada says that, we are serving ourselves, we are serving our senses. Somebody is serving his family, somebody is serving his society, somebody is serving his nation. So this service is going on, but these services won't make us happy. What will ultimately make us happy is if we perform sacrifice unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If Kṛṣṇa is satisfied, then because he is Janārdana, Prabhupada gives a meaning of Janārdana in one of his purports in Bhagavatam. So I think it's somebody can pull it up. Maybe it's 228. So there it says the form of the Lord described in this verse with distribution of different symbols beginning from lower right hand up and down to the lower left hand with lotus wheel of a chariot, conch shell and club respectively is called Janārdana, or the plenary portion of the Lord who controls the general mass. So Janārdana is the plenary portion of the Lord who controls the general mass. So here Brahma is asking Manu to create progeny, but he's not saying enjoy this progeny for yourself. He's saying create this progeny and teach them how to perform devotional service unto Lord Janārdana, because ultimately he is the control of the general mass of people. Manu here is just an instrument. So in the same Bhagavad Gita, Kṛṣṇa says Purvat Purvatarai Kritam, means that we need to follow our ancestors. So Brahma is showing by example that he is performing devotional service, even though he is creating this entire cosmic manifestation. He is only doing it as a service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is teaching by his example to Manu that he needs to do the same thing. So it's family business essentially. So he's asking Manu to carry on this family business of creating progeny and teaching them devotional service and continuing the cosmic creation, this material existence, so that living entities can be purified ultimately. That's the purpose. So here Prabhupada also says that the method for pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the process of devotional service, which is the ninefold processes of devotional service, beginning with hearing and chanting. So beginning with hearing and chanting, we perform this ninefold process of devotional service, and that is in the best interest of all the individuals to perform this devotional service and please the Supreme Lord. So this is the summary, and Prabhupada says if someone neglects this duty, then they are essentially neglecting their own self-interest. It says in the translation also, Brahma is saying this, that if someone doesn't perform devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then we neglect our own self-interest. So yeah, and we are called Manushya, we are men, man, followers of Manu. So following our ancestors, we also perform devotional service. Same thing that, even if we consider that we are part of Brahma Sampradaya, or if we consider that we are descendants of Manu, we carry on this line of disciplic succession. How to perform these process of devotional service? Here Bhagavatam it says, Kṛṣṇa gives introduction in Bhagavad Gita, okay, Sahayagya Prajasrishtva, and Brahma is the sound incarnation of Kṛṣṇa. Means Kṛṣṇa is dictating to Brahma, and Brahma is acting as an instrument, and Brahma is creating the cosmic manifestation. So Bhagavatam expands on it, how Kṛṣṇa is creating men with sacrifices. So we are reading that in Bhagavatam. And how to practice this form of devotional service, it's taught to us by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Vairagya Vidya Nijabhakti Yogam Shikshardam Ekam Purushah Puranam. This verse is one of the verses that was retained from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's 1,000 verses that he composed in glorification of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which the Lord tears down because he doesn't want any self-glorification for himself. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is saying, Vairagya Vidya Nijabhakti Yogam, this is taught by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He came, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to teach this Vairagya Vidya, means this Bhakti Yoga is nothing but Vairagya Vidya, means knowledge that is accompanied by renunciation. And in order to understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we understand that we go through Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, like that, the Panchatattva. And the important cause of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance is Advaita Acharya praying to Lord Vishnu in the form of Shalagram Shila, worshipping Shalagram Shila with the Ganges water and Tulsi leaves, and asking for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance so that he can deliver the conditioned souls of this age of Kali. So Advaita Acharya is the main cause of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, and today is the appearance day of his divine consort Srimati Sita Thakurani. So we'll read some of her pastimes also, Srimati Sita Thakurani's pastimes. In a lecture about Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Srila Prabhupada says that we are praying to energy of Krishna, Hara. So we are seeking the mercy of Krishna, but we are praying to energy of Krishna, Hara. So to go through Krishna, we have to go through Srimati Radharani. Similarly, in order to attain the mercy of Lord Advaita Acharya, we have to go through the mercy of Srimati Sita Thakurani. So who is Srimati Thakurani, and what are her pastimes in relation to Advaita Acharya, in relation to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So So in the bhajan we sang also, Daya Karo Sitapati Advaita Gosai. So here it's mentioned that Advaita Acharya is referred to as Sitapati. So many times we also see Kṛṣṇa is also referred to as Radha Raman, like that. And Sri Ramachandra is also referred to as Sitapati. But in this context, Advaita Acharya is Sitapati. So it says Daya Karo Sitapati Advaita Goshai Tava Kripa Bale Pai Chaitanya Nitai. So in order to get the mercy of Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhus, we have to get the mercy of Advaita Acharya, who is none other than Sitapati. So there are many instances of Sita Thakurani's pastimes with Mahaprabhu. Particularly, Mahaprabhu's appearance has significant presence of Sita Thakurani, and it's also said that when Advaita Acharya visits Srivas Angan to worship Mahaprabhu for the first time, then also he was accompanied by Srimati Sita Thakurani, and even in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sannyas Leela, Sita Thakurani, it said Sita Thakurani spends 3 days with Shachi Mata and Srimati Vishnu Priya Devi when they were lamenting that the Lord, who was the only responsible man of the household, he took sannyas. So then Shachi Mata was 70 years old, Vishnu Priya Devi was 16 years old. So we can understand the lamentation of the family, the only man taking sannyas. So it was considered that Advaita Acharya and Sita Thakurani were the acharyas of the entire Navadvip at the time. And they were fatherly figures to Jagannath Mishra and Shachi Devi. So Sita Thakurani, in order to console them of the Lord's taking sannyas, spends 3 days with them, and it's said that she fasts for 3 days along with them. And we read in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, they also fast for those 3 days of their journey to Shantipur, to Advaita Acharya's house. So and when they reach Advaita Acharya's house, Sita Thakurani makes a big feast for them, and we can read that. I'll read some of it in a little bit. And finally, Advaita Acharya and Sita Thakurani used to visit Jagannath Puri regularly in order to visit Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they would, feed the Lord Prasadam. They would offer the Lord Prasadam because Sita Thakurani is, an eminent cook. She is also, Lakshmi. Radharani is known to be eminent cook. Similarly, Sita Thakurani also, she is also Lakshmi. She is the consort of Advaita Acharya Mahavishnu. So, she also cooks amazing prasadam, and she offers to Lord Chaitanya. So like that, there are a lot of pastimes of Sita Thakurani with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and I want to read a few things from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. I'll take over the screen. Okay. So, Advaita Acharya Bharya Jagat Pujita Arya Nama Tara Sita Thakurani Acharyera Agya Paya Gela Upahara Laya Dekite Balaka Shiromani. One day, shortly after Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born, Advaita Acharya's wife, Sita Devi, who is worshipable by the whole world, took her husband's permission and went to see that topmost child with all kinds of gifts and presentations. So, Prabhupada explains in the purport that Advaita Acharya had two houses, one in Shantipur and one in Navadvip. At that time, they were residing in Shantipura, Advaita Acharya's paternal house. So, Sita Thakurani goes from Shantipura to Navadvip in order to visit Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Suvarnera Kadi Bauli Rajata Mudra Pashuli Suvarnera Angada Kankana Dubahute Divya Shanka Rajatera Mala Banka Swarna Mudrara Nana Harangana. She brought different kinds of golden ornaments, including armlets, necklaces, anklets, and bangles for the hands. I'll just read translations. There were also tiger nails set in gold, waist decorations of silk and lace, ornaments for the hands and legs, nicely printed silken saris, and a child's garment also made of silk. Many other riches, including gold and silver coins, were also presented to the child. So here we can see that many things were given, like gold was given, tiger nails set in gold, waist decorations of silk and lace, ornaments for hands and legs, and printed silken saris. Mahaprabhu is a small boy. Why did he get silken saris as a gift for his birthday? So I heard from His Holiness Bhakti Ashra Vaishnava Swami Maharaj that at the time when a child is born, the culture was that the child was presented many gifts along with the parents of the child also. So these saris were meant for Shachi Mata, because Shachi Mata also was like a daughter to Advaita Acharya and Sita Thakurani. So she was also presented silken saris, many gold, silver coins were presented to the child. And Prabhupada mentions that, I'll read the purport. From the gifts presented by Sita Thakurani, Advaita Acharya's wife, it appears that Advaita Acharya was at that time a very rich man. Although Brahmanas are not the rich men of society, Advaita Acharya, being the leader of the Brahmanas in Shantipur, was considerably well-to-do. Therefore, he presented many ornaments to the baby, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Kamalakanta Vishwasas, asking for 300 rupees from the king of Jagannath Puri, Maharaj Prataparudra, on the plea that Advaita Acharya was in debt for that amount, indicates that such a rich man who could present many valuable ornaments, saris, etc., thought it difficult to repay 300 rupees. Therefore, the value of a rupee at that time was many thousands of times what it is now. At present, no one feels difficulty over a debt of 300 rupees, nor can an ordinary man accumulate such valuable ornaments to present to a friend's son. Probably the value of 300 rupees at that time was equal to present value of 30,000 rupees. So 300 rupees means $4. So, but obviously it was not $4 at that time. 30,000 rupees is a lot more, but this was written in 1960s by Srila Prabhupada, so it's probably like 30 lakh rupees now. And riding in a palanquin covered with cloth and accompanied by maid servants, Sita Thakurani came to the house of Jagannath Mishra, bringing with her many auspicious articles such as fresh grass, paddy, gorochana, turmeric, kunkuma, and sandalwood. All these presentations filled a large basket. Purport: the words Vastra Gupta Dola are very significant in this verse. Even 50 or 60 years ago in Calcutta, all respectable ladies would go to a neighboring place riding on a palanquin carried by 4 men. The palanquin was covered with soft cotton, and in that way there was no chance of seeing a respectable lady traveling in public. Ladies, especially those coming from respectable families, could not be seen by ordinary men. This system is still current in remote places. The Sanskrit word Asurya Pashya indicates that a respectable lady could not be seen even by the sun. In the Oriental culture, this system was very prevalent and was strictly observed by respectable ladies, both Hindu and Muslim. We have actual experience in our childhood that our mother would not walk even next door to observe an invitation. Rather, she would go in either a carriage or a palanquin carried by 4 men. This custom was also strictly followed 500 years ago, and the wife of Advaita Acharya, being a very respectable lady, observed the customary rules current in that social environment. So many things are mentioned here that respectable ladies at that time, we can understand 2 things from this, that Advaita Acharya was the Acharya, his name has Acharya. He was the Acharya of Navadvip. He was the Vaishnava Acharya. He was the most eminent Vaishnava at the time, before the appearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, being the Acharya, his wife was, well respected, and wherever she went in a palanquin. And similarly, Srila Prabhupada's mother also. Prabhupada says many times that someone who is Kṛṣṇa conscious, they takes birth in aristocracy, and his father was always Kṛṣṇa conscious, and his mother always traveled in a palanquin, even if she had to go to the next door neighbor. It might have been different for regular women. They might not have ridden in palanquins like that, but today's society, what is respectable, what is not respectable is completely different. Respectable ladies could not be seen even by sun at that time, but now we can see, I don't know what we can see, Kṛṣṇa. So times have changed like quite a bit from then to now. Moving ahead. When Sita Thakurani came to the house of Shachi Devi, bringing with her many kinds of eatables, dresses and other gifts, she was astonished to see the newborn child, for she appreciated that except for a difference in color, the child was directly Kṛṣṇa of Gokula himself. First, she appreciated that except for a difference in color, the child was directly Kṛṣṇa of Gokula himself. Purport. Petari is a kind of big basket that is carried in pairs on the ends of a rod balanced over the shoulders. The man who carries such a load is called bhari. The system of carrying luggage and packages is still current in India and other Oriental countries, and we have seen that the same system is still current even in Jakarta, Indonesia. So viṣṇu-tattva Prabhu was asking the other day, what is it called? It's I don't know what it's called in English, but here it says it's called petari. The system of carrying luggage. So, we can understand the amount of gifts that were sent to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that they had to carry a petari. So they had to hire a coolie, carry like a bunch of stuff in this petari, this luggage. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was offered like so many gifts on his birth appearance. Yeah, but again, times have changed today. If the child gets, I don't know what children get these days, but in my childhood, I remember I probably got like a gold chain or something. Seeing the transcendental bodily effulgence of the child, each of his nicely constructed limbs, full of auspicious signs and resembling a form of gold, Sita Thakurani was very pleased, and because of her maternal affection, she felt as if her heart was melting. She blessed the newborn child by placing fresh grass and paddy on his head and saying, "May you be blessed with a long duration of life." but being afraid of ghosts and witches, she gave the child the name Nimai. Dakini and Shankini are two companions of Lord Shiva and his wife, who are supposed to be extremely inauspicious, having been born of ghostly life. It is believed that such inauspicious living creatures cannot go near a Nima tree. At least medically, it is accepted that Nima wood is extremely antiseptic, and formerly it was customary to have a Nima tree in front of one's house. On very large roads in India, especially in Uttar Pradesh, there are hundreds and thousands of Nima trees. Nima wood is so antiseptic that the Ayurvedic science uses it to cure leprosy. Medical scientists have extracted the active principle of the Nima tree, which is called margosic acid. Nima is used for many purposes, especially to brush the teeth. In Indian villages, 90% of the people use Nima twigs for this purpose. Because of all the antiseptic effects of the Nima tree, and because Lord Chaitanya was born beneath a Nima tree, Sita Thakurani gave the Lord the name Nimai. Later in his youth, he was celebrated as Nimai Pandit, and in the neighborhood villages, he was called by that name, although his real name was Vishwambhara. So, we see here that Sita Thakurani gives the name Nimai to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We also learn, I don't know exactly where, but 6 or 7 children of Jagannath Mishra and Shachi Mata, they don't make it. So they have, they die young like that. So Sita Thakurani here, she wants to protect the child from all the, evil omens, which is Dakini, Shankini, like that. And she, maybe she understands that he is born under a Nima tree, so, this is auspicious. And with motherly affection, in order to protect Nimai, she names him Nimai in order to protect him from the evil effects of ghostly beings. Yeah, so moving on. On the day the mother and son bathed and left the maternity home, Sita Thakurani gave them all kinds of ornaments and garments, and then also honored Jagannath Mishra. Then Sita Thakurani, being honored by Mother Shachi Devi and Jagannath Mishra, was greatly happy within her mind, and thus she returned home. Purport. On the 5th day from the birth of a child, as also on the 9th day, the mother bathes either in the Ganges or in another sacred place. This is called Nishkramana, or the ceremony of coming out of the maternity home. Nowadays, the maternity home is a hospital. But formerly, in every respectable house, one room was set aside as a maternity home where children would take birth. And on the 9th day after the birth of a child, the mother would come into the regular rooms in the ceremony called Nishkramana. Of the 10 purificatory processes, Nishkramana is one. Formerly, especially in Bengal, the higher caste observed 4 months after the birth of a child as a quarantine. At the end of the 4th month, the mother could see the sunrise. Later, the higher castes, namely the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, observed only 21 days as a quarantine, whereas the Shudras had to observe 30 days. For the sections of society known as Karta Bhaja and Satima, the mother of the child was immediately purified after the quarantine by the throwing of harinuta, small pieces of sweet meat in Sankirtana. Shachi Devi and Jagannath Mishra with the newborn child were honored by Sita Thakurani Similarly, while Sita Thakurani was returning home, she was also honored by Shachi Devi and Jagannath Mishra. That was the system in respectable families of Bengal. So, here we see that Prabhupada is saying that on the 5th day from the birth of a child, and also on the 9th day, the mother bathes either in the Ganges or in another sacred place. So, after childbirth, the mother, doesn't leave the side of the child. She doesn't leave the side of the child. Similarly, it's said that not everybody can see the child also. For the first 6 days, not everybody gets to see the child. Even Jagannath Mishra could not see the child, it said. So Sita Thakurani was probably the first person who saw Nimai. And we see that she's blessing the child Nimai with many auspicious things, like she's putting grass, paddy on his head. She's naming him Nimai. And similarly, Nishkramana, it said it's on the 9th day. 9th day is Nishkramana, means the mother comes out of the maternity home. Now I don't know when the discharge is like that in the hospitals, but until 9 days the mother stays in the maternity home. We read here in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And the mother comes out of maternity home, and Jagannath Mishra and Shachi Mata, they honor Sita Thakurani duly, because it looks like she spent the whole time there at the house of Shachi Mata and Jagannath Mishra for the birth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And while her leaving, they honor her duly, and similarly Sita Thakurani also honors Jagannath Mishra and Shachi Devi. So this is the appearance pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where Sita Thakurani had a significant role. And there is also a Leela of Sannyas from Chaitanya Charitamrita. I won't go through like all of it, but I'll read some of it. So here, Advaita Acharya said, "You have been fasting continuously for 3 days in your ecstasy of love for Kṛṣṇa. I therefore invite you to my home, where you may kindly take your alms. Come with me to my residence." This is after Nityananda Prabhu, he tells Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that they are going to Vrindavan, and he tricks him by saying that this is Yamuna, whereas it's Ganga. So he brings him to Shantipur by the banks of Ganga, where Advaita Acharya is waiting for him to take him home. So Advaita Acharya is asking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come to his house and take Bhiksha there. And Advaita Prabhu continued, "At my home, I have just cooked 1 palm full of rice. The vegetables are always very simple. There is no luxurious cooking. Simply a little liquid vegetable and spinach. That's it." Saying this, Sri Advaita Acharya took the Lord into the boat and brought the Lord to his residence. There, Advaita Acharya washed the feet of the Lord and was consequently very happy within. This was to satisfy Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that sannyasis, they can't eat very luxuriously. So he is satisfying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by saying that you'll only eat like a little vegetable, some rice. Don't worry, I don't have much money. We won't cook luxuriously like that. All the eatables were first cooked by the wife of Advaita Acharya. Then Srila Advaita Acharya personally offered everything to Lord Vishnu. So Prabhupada is saying that this is the ideal householder's life. We won't go through the purport now, but I'll continue. All the prepared food was divided into 3 equal parts. On one part was arranged on a metal plate for offering to Lord Kṛṣṇa. Of the 3 divisions, one was arranged on a metal plate and the other 2 were arranged on plantain leaves. These leaves were not bifurcated, and they were taken from a banana tree that held at least 32 bunches of bananas. The 2 plates were filled very nicely with the kinds of food described below. The cooked rice was a stack of very fine grains, nicely cooked, and in the middle was yellow clarified butter from the milk of cows. Surrounding the stack of rice were pots made of the skins of banana trees, and in these pots were varieties of vegetables and moong dal. I'll just take 2 more minutes to read some of this. Among the cooked vegetables were patola, squash, manakachu, and a salad made with pieces of ginger and various types of spinach. There was shukta, bitter melon, mixed with all kinds of vegetables, defying the taste of nectar. There were 5 types of bitter and pungent shuktas. Amongst the various vegetables were newly grown leaves of nimba trees fried with eggplant. The fruit known as patola was fried with pulabadi, and a kind of dal preparation first mashed and then dried in the sun. there was also a preparation known as Kushmanda Manachaki. And Prabhupada writes, we request our editors of cookbooks to add all these nice preparations described by the experienced author Srila Kaviraj Goswami. Mritran Prabhu mentions this many times, that this is a direct instruction of Prabhupada. If anybody wants it, they can fulfill it. So, the preparation made with coconut pulp mixed with curd and rock candy was very sweet. There was a curry made of banana flowers and squash boiled in milk, all in great quantity. There were small cakes in sweet and sour sauce and 5 or 6 kinds of sour preparations. All the vegetables were so made that everyone present could take prasadam. There were soft cakes made with moong dal, soft cakes made with ripe bananas, and soft cakes made with urad dal. There were various kinds of sweet meats, condensed milk mixed with rice cakes, a coconut preparation, and every kind of cake desirable. All the vegetables were served in pots made of banana leaves taken from trees, producing at least 32 bunches of bananas. These pots were very strong and big and did not tilt or totter. All around the 3 eating places were 100 pots filled with various kinds of vegetables. Okay, we can stop there. It goes on, but we can see how elaborate the preparations were. And I heard in a lecture by His Holiness Bhakti-Vikas Swami Maharaj that in the previous days, every housewife in India used to be called Lakshmi. Means they had all the skills necessary to make such kind of preparations. But Sita Thakurani, she is Lakshmi herself. She is an incarnation of goddess of fortune. And in Gaura Ganodesha Deepika, it said that she is Yogamaya incarnation. And Advaita Acharya had 3 sons with Sita Thakurani. They are Kṛṣṇa Mishra, Gopal Mishra, and Achyutananda. And all 3 of them, they considered Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Advaita Acharya Prabhu had 2 other sons with Sita Thakurani's sister Sri Devi, who were offensive to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the sense that they did not recognize him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they considered Advaita Acharya to be supreme. So that's the pastimes of Srimati Sita Thakurani. Srimati Sita Thakurani ki jai. Okay, we can have discussions, comments, questions.
Hare Krishna. Just a couple of questions. One thing is, so in one of the purports you were reading, I could pull it up exactly, but let me just read it exactly. So Prabhupada said, for the sections of society known as the Kartabhaja and the Satima, the mother of the child was immediately purified after the quarantine by throwing of hari nuta, small pieces of sweetmeat in Sankirtan. So anyways, I don't know if you know, but my question is that like actually bona fide? Because anyways, I understand like the Kartabhaja or like they're bogus sampradaya. So is that like an actual practice? I don't know if you know or Vishnu knows.
I mean, reading from the purport, it seems fine, but I don't know. I don't know the integrities.
Okay. And then my other question was, could you elaborate some? You were making the point that to get Advaita Acharya's mercy, we have to go through Sita Thakurani. And anyways, I've heard that like explained for like, of course, like Lakshmi Narayan, Sita Ram, and Radha Kṛṣṇa, but I just haven't heard that like explained like as far as like Panchatattva goes and like that. So anyways.
It's the similar mood, I think. There is one pastime of Kṛṣṇa asking the Gopakumaras to get some rice from Brahmanas, the Yagyik Brahmanas, and they don't give it, but they go to Mataji's and they give it freely. So what they couldn't get from the husbands, they could get easily from the wives. So it's like that. In order to get the mercy of the energetic is considered the person, and then wife is considered his energy. So in order to approach the energetic, we approach the energy first. It's the same approach, yeah. But there's nothing more to it. Any other questions, comments? Mataji's? One question there or comment there.
So typically, amongst like ourselves, we're recommended to refer to one's wife like as someone's husband. So and so's. Hold on, how to explain this without using anyone? Okay, let's use Vaishnavi Mataji for example. So we would refer to her as Nitya Gaur Prabhu's wife. So typically it's like the husband before, the wife when we're referring to them. So I was just wondering, but we're referring to as Sita Pati here. I've never, besides like viṣṇu-tattva and like their consorts, I don't hear that. So I just wanted to confirm, that's like only acceptable for Vishnu and his consorts, Lord Vishnu and his consorts.
I mean, externally maybe, but externally we can say that wife is known. Prabhupada says that wife's fame and reputation is only because of the fame and reputation of husband. She shares the fame and reputation of husband. So wife is known because of her husband's glory. That's there. But I mean, internally, in order to get the mercy of the husband, it's there that we have to approach the energy first. Yeah, I mean, we can even say that, if we see that wife is devotee of husband, it's not exactly like a devotee in the sense that, like Kṛṣṇa and his devotees, but yeah, we see that Prabhupada says if we refer to Kṛṣṇa as Yashoda-nandana or Nanda-nandana, Kṛṣṇa becomes happy, or Radha-ramana, like that. So similarly, we can say, like internally, it pleases the husband probably if he's called the, husband of his wife or something. But yeah, it's probably not for official reasons. Official reasons might be different, but these are some internal details. Yeah.
This is not true of people in the material world.
Yeah.
Conditioned souls. Now we have to start approaching the wives of devotees in order to gain their favor. Society is going to get messed up.
Yeah.
So this is not true. It's only true in the case of the Supreme Lord, because the energy of the Supreme Lord is transcendental, and Shaktir Shaktimato Abhedaha, that there is no difference between Shakti and Shaktiman. Radharani and Kṛṣṇa, in one sense, there is no difference. So this is, so therefore, in order to gain mercy of the Supreme Lord, and in order to understand Him completely, Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate, Svabhaviki Jnana Bhalakriyacha, that one who doesn't understand the Supreme Lord without his energies, his knowledge of the Lord is incomplete. So because of that, when the Supreme Lord is referred to with his consort or as being with his consort, then such a conception becomes complete. But in the material world, this is not so. So therefore, this only refers to the Supreme Lord. Of course, in Vedic texts, sometimes demigods are also referred to like that. However, that is only because the worship of the Supreme Lord is done like that, and those who are less intelligent approach the demigods in a similar fashion. But such as Shiva is called Parvati Pataye, Parvati Pati, and others are in that way. But generally it is used only in reference to, as Mataji is saying correctly, viṣṇu-tattva.
Okay, so only viṣṇu-tattva are referred to as husbands of wives. But yes. Oh, thank you. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srimati Sita Thakurani ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.